Meet your new thinking partner, Claude AI. Hey there, welcome to Topictrick. In today's video, we're going to explore something really exciting, an AI that was built not to replace you, but to actually think alongside you. I'm talking about Claude by Anthropic, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, how it works, and when it's the right tool for you. So let's jump in. What we'll cover today. Before we get into the details, here's a quick look at what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about who built Claude and why their approach to safety is unique. Then, we'll meet the full Claude model family, Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku. After that, we'll dive into the 4 core use cases: writing, research, coding, and data analysis. And we'll wrap up with some seriously useful tips and tricks. Sound good? Let's go. The company behind Claude. So who actually built Claude? The company is called Anthropic, and it was founded in 2021 by Dario and Daniela Amodei. Now, here's what's interesting. Both of them previously worked at OpenAI. They left because they had a very specific vision: build AI that's genuinely safe, understandable, and steerable. And they came up with something called constitutional AI. Instead of relying only on human feedback to train the model, which is how most AI systems work, they gave Claude a set of principles. Think of it like a constitution. Claude actually evaluates its own responses against these principles to make sure it stays helpful, honest, and harmless. That's a fundamentally different approach, and it's a big reason why Claude feels different to use. Meet the family: Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku. Now, Claude isn't just one model. It's actually a family of 3. Think of it like choosing a car. You've got the sports car, the sedan, and the scooter, each one perfect for a different job. First, there's Opus. This is the heavyweight champion. Opus is designed for deep reasoning, complex analysis, and the kind of creative work that really pushes boundaries. If you need a model to think through a complicated legal argument or write a nuanced research paper, Opus is your go-to. Then there's Sonnet. Sonnet is honestly the sweet spot for most people. It's fast, it's incredibly capable, and it's cost-effective. Most professionals use Sonnet for their daily work: writing, coding, analysis, and it handles it all beautifully. And finally, Haiku. Haiku is the sprinter of the family. It's lightning fast and perfect for high-volume, lightweight tasks. Think of it as your quick assistant for instant responses, simple lookups, and automation. All 3 share the same safety training, so no matter which one you pick, you're getting that constitutional AI foundation. What makes Claude different? Okay, so here's the million-dollar question. Why Claude over the other AI tools out there? And honestly, people who've tried Claude often say the same thing. It just feels more human. Claude's writing has this natural nuance to it. It doesn't sound robotic or generic. When you give it complex, multi-step instructions, it actually follows them precisely instead of drifting off track. And here's something really interesting. Claude is designed to admit when it doesn't know something. Instead of confidently making things up, which other models sometimes do, Claude will say, "I'm not sure about that." And that honesty, that's incredibly valuable, especially in professional settings. Plus, Claude's context window is absolutely massive. Sonnet can handle up to 200,000 tokens in a single conversation. In enterprise tiers, that goes up to 1 million or even 2 million. That means you can feed it entire code bases, entire books, or months of financial data, and it'll hold all of it in memory while it works with you. Collaborative writing: your co-author. Let's talk about the first big use case: writing, and this is where Claude really shines. I like to think of Claude as your co-author, not your ghostwriter. You bring the ideas, and Claude helps you shape them into something polished. The thing people notice first is the tone. Claude doesn't give you that typical AI voice. It adapts to whatever style you need. Formal for a board report, friendly for a newsletter, academic for a research paper, and the drafts it produces, they genuinely need less editing. That's a real time saver. Here's a quick tip for you. Start your prompt with something like, write in a conversational tone for a technical audience. That little bit of direction makes a huge difference in the quality of the output. Deep research, your knowledge navigator. Use case number 2, research. And this is where that massive context window becomes your superpower. Imagine you need to analyze a 200-page legal contract, or compare findings across 50 academic papers, or dig through a year's worth of financial reports. With most tools, you'd have to break that into tiny chunks. With Claude, you can upload the whole thing and say, find me the 5 most critical risk factors, and it does. Accurately. Claude can summarize, compare, cross-reference, and extract structured data from completely unstructured text. It'll turn messy PDFs into clean comparison tables. It'll pull out key quotes with page references. For legal, financial, and academic work, this is genuinely transformational. My tip here is upload your documents directly and ask Claude to create a comparison table of key findings across all documents. You'll be amazed at how organized the output is. Coding with Claude, beyond autocomplete. Use case number 3, coding. And let me be clear, Claude doesn't just autocomplete your code, it understands your entire architecture and reasons about it. Claude can generate code across multiple files, debug complex logic issues, write unit tests, and even refactor legacy code. And with Claude Code, the agentic coding tool, you can run it directly from your terminal and have it make changes across your entire project autonomously. But what really sets Claude apart for developers is the artifacts panel. When Claude writes code for you, it doesn't just dump it in the chat. It opens a live preview right next to the conversation. You can see the output, test it, iterate on it, and refine it, all without leaving the interface. Tip for developers: always use the artifacts panel to preview code output. It turns Claude from a chatbot into a genuine pair programming partner. Data analysis, from raw numbers to insight. Use case number 4. Data analysis. Upload a spreadsheet, paste a dataset, or just describe your data, and Claude will analyze it, find patterns, and even generate interactive visualizations. No plugins needed, no extensions. Everything happens natively in the chat with artifacts. Claude can create bar charts, pie charts, line graphs, and dashboards, all live, all clickable, all shareable. It's like having a data scientist built into your browser. Here's my favorite trick. Ask Claude to create an interactive chart showing monthly trends. It'll generate a working, animated visualization right in the artifacts panel. Try it. It's genuinely impressive. Feature spotlight, artifacts and projects. Let's zoom in on 2 features that really transform how you work with Claude: artifacts and projects. Artifacts, as I mentioned, is what turns Claude from a chatbot into a workspace. You can generate documents, code, web apps, and charts, and view them all live, side by side with your conversation. You iterate on them in real time. It's incredibly productive. And then there's projects. Projects lets you organize multiple conversations around a shared set of resources. You can set a system prompt that defines Claude's role for the entire project. Something like, you are a senior data analyst reviewing quarterly reports, and you can upload reference documents that persist across every conversation in that project. This is perfect for teams working on long-running initiatives. Your context carries over. Your instructions carry over. It's like Claude remembers what you're working on. The future, MCP and computer use. Now, let's take a peek at where Claude is headed, and it's genuinely exciting. Anthropic has introduced something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. Think of it like a universal plug system for AI. MCP lets Claude connect to external tools: Slack, Jira, Google Drive, databases, you name it. This means Claude doesn't just answer questions, it can take action in the tools you already use. And then there's computer use. This is exactly what it sounds like. Claude can see your screen, move your mouse, and interact with applications the way a human would. It can fill out forms, navigate websites, and complete multi-step workflows autonomously. Now, Anthropic is rolling these out carefully. Safety is always their priority, but the direction is clear. Claude is evolving from a conversational partner to a full agentic assistant.
Pro tips for getting the most from Claude. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with some tips that'll instantly level up your Claude experience. First, be specific. Write a 500-word blog post for senior developers about React hooks will always beat "write about React." The more context you give, the better Claude performs. Second, use system prompts. In projects, you can define Claude's persona up front. You are a technical writer for API documentation. This saves you from repeating instructions in every conversation. Third, choose the right model for the job. Use Haiku when you need speed, Sonnet when you need balance, and Opus when you need depth. Fourth, ask for specific output formats. Request tables, bullet points, or markdown. Claude's formatting is excellent when you tell it what you want. And finally, here's a bonus tip. When you're tackling something complex, add "think step by step" to your prompt. Claude's reasoning improves dramatically when you give it permission to work through the problem methodically. Your thinking partner awaits. So there you have it, Claude AI explained. It's not trying to be the flashiest AI out there. It's trying to be the most useful. Whether you need a co-author, a research analyst, a coding partner, or a data scientist, there's a Claude model ready for you. Head to Claude.ai to try it for free. Explore artifacts, set up a project, and see for yourself why so many professionals are calling Claude their thinking partner. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, drop a like and subscribe to Topictrick for more deep dives into the tools shaping our future. I'll see you in the next one.